Alright, so good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, October 12th, 2023. A minute before 9. I've been up for about an hour or so. And as you guys know, 2023 has been an extremely difficult year for me. If you have an opportunity, y'all know that I do digital designs on the side and create different types of merchandise to kind of support my lifestyle. And this is one of them, and it just kind of follows my journey through life. And this is one of them. This is one from a few months back, and it's prayer. The design is called Prayer and Meditation. And the prayer is, Dear God, please let me be mindful of my blessings and a good custodian of all of my blessings. For a lot of us, we have plenty of blessings, and I still do. For those of you that don't know, I'm technically homeless, and those of you that have ever dealt with homelessness or been homeless, you know that there's different levels of homelessness. So I'm technically homeless. I'll call myself mid-tier homeless, but we may be going to a whole different level. So if you guys could support me, I'd really appreciate it. You can scan the QR code and support that way, or I need to relink my Cash App, but I think the Cash App is in my profile. But if you want to support that way, you can. It always feels good to support. I've always talked about supporting through the merch that I give, because when I'm not hard up for cash, that's what I want to do, the merch. I want to support that because it supports my spirit of entrepreneurship. You guys know that I have a few different things I've tried over the last couple of years, and those things are still going. These things that I'm doing to raise funds for me, eventually, they'll go towards raising funds for those things that I was working on. But we're going to start base level and get to this. And this video, I'm going to share with you guys some keyboard shortcuts that I use to maneuver Excel spreadsheets, and hopefully they will be helpful to you as well. Alright, you guys, so the first thing that we're going to explore is how to count the number of worksheets in an Excel workbook. As you guys know, I am working so very hard to keep myself encouraged and uplifted, because this year has been crazy. It's like everything that I try to do doesn't work. So it's like then when I try, something good will happen, then something bad will happen. I get blindsided each and every time. So it's like each time I come up for air, I'm getting dunked right back under. But one of the ways that I keep myself encouraged is through gospel music. I have a lot to say about that, and I'm going to start writing my own when I get a chance, because if I'm going to be out there in the streets in a different way, I need to be encouraged, and I need to make sure that the words that I'm using to encourage myself are authentic from beginning to end. But anyhow, so one of the ways that I keep encouraged is gospel music. I have a CeCe Winans radio station on Pandora, Tamala Mann, all of that. And so what I know that I need to do, instead of a lot of the songs on the radio, especially our music from the Afro-American culture, has a lot of sexuality, has a lot of things that really don't uplift the core of your soul and spirit, and I need some uplifting. So I want the words of these gospel songs, even if I don't have access to them immediately, to be the first thing that I go to. Like if I need to sing a song to encourage myself, or to worship, I want these words to be ingrained in my mind, And so what I started to do was, all the songs that I listened to, I started creating a workbook of the lyrics that go with those songs, right? And not only for myself, but if something has to get an altercation, my response is just going to be the song. I can't, I don't do that. So what I found was that over a period of time, I have quite a few, and this is over the past couple days while I'm cleaning and whatever in the background. I would have the music on, then I would have my songs. And so I was curious. I was like, well, exactly how many worksheets do I have? Because it looks like quite a few, as I'm starting to try to go back and forth and add them in alphabetical order. So it works supposedly hard, smarter, not harder. Excuse me if I'm stumbling when I'm stressed out and stuff like that. I start stumbling over my words and things. I'm okay, I promise you. But the way that you can find out is if you go to Excel in the worksheet, you can type the equal sign to start the formula, type in sheet, and then you're going to do open parentheses, close parentheses right after each other, hit enter, and it returns to you the number of total worksheets that you have. So I have 75 worksheets, which means that I have 75 songs with the lyrics. So that's great. And actually it's 74 because one of them is going to be an original song that I create. So there you go. So that's one lesson, and we'll move on to the next lesson soon. With the Gospel Lyrics database, what happens is that as I'm listening to music, if I hear a song, I put it into my database, which is just basically a series of worksheets. There's different databases you can use. This is the most simple that there is. So for instance, if I wanted to add In the Sanctuary by Kurt Carr Singers, I'm wondering, hey, do I have that in my set of worksheets? So instead of having to scroll over one at a time, by clicking the little arrow keys at the bottom. They used to have one where you had double arrows that go all the way over. You can make sure that you have a tab clicked, any of these, and it's highlighted. As you can see, it turns white. Hit the control key, and then you would use either the page up key or page down key to scroll either to the left or to the right in your workbook. The page up key, as you can see highlighted there, scrolls you over to the left. The page down key scrolls you over to the right. So we need In the Sanctuary right now. We are on You Are with Kirk Franklin. So we need to go to the left. So we're going to do control, page up. And the cool thing about this is that you can go slow and it takes you one, or you can hold it down. And I'm fast as you know what. And it takes you there very quickly, you know. So the length of time that you hold it down determines how fast it goes. So let's see, do I have In the Sanctuary here? And it looks like I do. I do have In the Sanctuary right here by Kurt Carr Singers. So there you go. That is how you scroll through batches of worksheets in an Excel workbook. Alright, so for our next lesson, we're going to learn how to go all the way to the beginning or end of worksheets in Excel workbook. This is under the category that we had previously. I know we shouldn't have an A without a B. Hopefully we'll have a B coming along. If not, no, it's not proper form to have an A without a B. So here we're at the end of the worksheets. We're at Worth Anthony Brown. Let's say that I want to see what is the very first worksheet that I have in this workbook. I would simply hold down the control key. You can see that highlighted on the keyboard shown on the screen, and then go to the bottom left of your actual workbook. And at the bottom left corner, you'll see scroll arrows left to the right on the actual Excel workbook. Click the left button to go all the way to the beginning while holding the control key, and it shows that my very first worksheet is the Christian Snack song, which I haven't completed, but it's going to be there. And if you want to get back to see what the final or last worksheet is in your workbook, again, you would hold down the control button, click the right scroll button with your mouse on your Excel workbook, and it'll show you. It gets us back to Worth and Anthony Brown. And just a quick refresher, if you hold the control page down or page up button, it'll take you quickly through the workbook, and the longer you hold it down, the faster and quicker it'll take you there. Lesson 3 is how to rename an Excel worksheet. One way to do that is just to go to the tab. As you know, I have different ways that I use to kind of uplift myself and keep myself encouraged. I have a workbook of gospel lyrics so that I can keep myself moving and going, and those things are, imprinted on my mind and my heart, whatever my situation is. So, for example, here we have In the Sanctuary. I like to have the artist name along with the title there. A couple of different ways you can go about renaming this worksheet. One is to go down to the tab where the words are and just simply double click on it and it'll highlight it. Then you can hit the arrow right button. You can see the arrow right on the screen, and then you can type in whatever addition you want to add. So let's say Kurt Carr Singers. I'm just going to add, my keyboard is acting weird. Okay, so I'm just going to add Kurt for right now, because I'm going to show you the other way to do it as well. But that's the simplest way to just double click on it and it'll highlight it. So then I'm just like, let's see if we can get a little more of the artist name in there. So again, you could either double click it like I showed you before, hit the right arrow key to go to the end or wherever you need to in that text to update it. Or the other way that you can do it is you can simply right click on the tab, go to rename, and again hit the right arrow key or arrow over to whichever section of the text you need to add to. So I'm going to try to put the whole Car Singers in there and see if I can do it. And that's as far as I get. So that's how to rename an Excel worksheet. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time to view. That is a great support to me. If you found any of the information that I provided to be helpful in any way, if it brightened your day, motivated you, or if it helped you in the future, please like, comment, share, subscribe, or scan the QR code to go to some of my beautifully designed merchandise. Here you see my prayer and meditation comforter and duvet. This design is also available on many other items, and you can also like the product too, just to show that you appreciate that design and the sentiment. And if you like, wintertime is coming up, you can certainly purchase that comforter and keep yourself covered in that prayer. Dear God, please let me be mindful of my blessings and a good custodian of all of my blessings. Until next time, I love you. Have a great rest of your day.